I've left mine downstairs.
Oh, do you want to run and get it?
No, it's all right. It'll be cold by now.
We're on time today. Normally we're late.
I thought I was going to be late this morning.
I was thinking, where is she? Where is she?
Well, the story goes, I ran out of eyeliner yesterday and I can't be on screen without my eyeliner, right?
Right, of
So
course.
there's a Morrison's by me school. So we leave the house at 5 to 8. We're live.
Yeah.
Gets halfway down the road on the bypass where I can't turn around. She goes, I forgot my phone. Right? So I've got to go all the way through the traffic, round the roundabout, back through the traffic, get her phone, drop her at school, go to Morrison's, no eyeliner, right? Come all the way back to Torquay, goes to Asda, gets stuck in Asda, some plebs like broken something in the aisle. I'm like rushing back, like rushing my face makeup on, but yes, we're here.
Oh my God, yes, we're here. So we're here and we're live today on YouTube and on Instagram, and we are going to be talking about how to build a referral machine to make you money as a virtual assistant. And if you are joining live, then please feel free to ask any questions. I don't know what my face looks like. It's so close to the camera.
It looks all right.
It doesn't when I look on Instagram. I'm like, oh, this big, massive forehead.
You've got a big forehead.
I have. The kids tell me all the time I look like Anton Deck.
Horrible.
I know, the little baskets, but never mind. So yeah, we're going to talk about that today because I'm sure people do it. I'm sure people, know that you can ask for referrals, but at the same time, it can feel a bit cringe. And some people think, but I don't want my clients to be like pissed off with me. But actually, if you have a really good reward system, it's worth it. And we started doing this. I actually got the idea from a client, not because they were doing a revenue, like asking for referrals in exchange. It was actually for market research. But the prizes, I don't know what you call it, the compensation, that they give. I thought, that's good. So we initially started with, if you refer someone to us with your coupon code, and we gave them coupon codes and we generated them and all of this kind of palaver, then you will get either a £100 Amazon gift voucher, or you can donate £100 to a charity of your choice. And that's how we started it. And over time, we've made it much simpler than that because it didn't really work. Like, people didn't really care about that. So it's really funny, isn't it? Because you think if you apply monetary value to something, people are going to be incentivized by it. But actually, they weren't incentivized by it. And so we thought, what else could we do? And people were referring us anyway. They just didn't care about that. And then we added in the 3 free hours, and that incentivized people to start referring us and making a point of referring us, didn't they?
Yeah, they did, yeah. And it went a bit mad, didn't it, at one point? Because we were a bit like oversubscribed by a little, because people were like, we've been told about you. People still now refer us all the time, don't they?
Yeah, because it becomes so easy. And well, I think the reason we made it easy, we stopped giving coupon codes. So we just said, look, just mention that it's come from you. That's all you have to do. You don't have to go to a special link or affiliate link or anything like that, because we tried all of that. And I think what you've got to remember is the whole reason we are working with clients is that they are time poor. Exactly. They just don't have the time for all of that bloody faff going to find a link, this, that, and the other. I have I've earned a lot of, I suppose, money over time. It's not real money, but it's vouchers, £40 vouchers from Markle, my insurance provider, because they do a referral link. But you have to go into your account to get it. And I have done it. I've done it loads of times. One of the things I do to make it easy, it's automated. So I just have an automated setup when new associates come on board. If you need insurance, we recommend Markle and here's the link. And then they click through the link and it works, right? But sometimes I've seen people asking for insurance provider recommendations, and I can't be bothered to go and get the link. So
it's too hard, isn't it?
It's too hard. It's like, you've got to make it easy. So we just said, just make sure that you either do an intro via email, or you just make sure that people tell us it's from you, and we'll just apply those 3 free hours. And that one really worked, didn't it?
It did, yeah. We do still do that now, don't we? We're all constantly reminding clients that all they've got to do is, like you say, just do a quick email, just doing an intro, and that's it, and that's their bit done. And then if that client signs up, then they get their reward. And it's not capped. it can be however many you want to refer us to.
Exactly, yeah. All we say is that clients, the person that signs up has to sign up for a support plan, and we don't pay it until second month, so that it's, you know, we've got at least 2 months out of that client, and then we give them those 3 free hours. And yeah, it's such a no-brainer of an incentive to offer, because once that client does that, the next client's going to do the same thing. So
Exactly.
technically, a client could end up with free time, but it's worth it if what they're bringing in is really, really valuable.
Yeah.
So
No,
what?
you're absolutely right. And I think because it's not, a lot of businesses do something like this, but they cap it. So you can only have like one every 6 months, or one referral every 6 months.
Yeah.
But we don't. What's the point of putting a cap on a referral?
Yeah, exactly. So we do that, and then we still have clients that have left us and still refer, but they can't get 3 free hours, so they're on a commission basis. So again, we tried to get them to use a link, but that doesn't work. So we have got an affiliate system, an actual system in our CRM. If you're interested, morethanava.org/CRM, you can get it too. And in there, we have got a client that always refers us all the time, and we just applied it manually, so then we know what we've got to pay out each month. So it's it can be done easily, but I think the golden rule is you've got to make it as easy as possible, and the reward has to be really good.
That's it, isn't it? I think you're absolutely right, and I think it's like anything, isn't it? If you make the process easy, so people have just literally got to do an email or whatever, then you're not taking any time off of them. Make it as simple as possible and make that reward really appealing. Because when we first started doing it, it's like, oh my god, like giving £100 Amazon card or £100. I think at one point we were doing like £100 cash back or something like that.
Yeah.
Actually, the hours to people are more beneficial than £100 in their pocket.
Yeah, well, it cost more for a start. So yeah, it definitely was. They needed that time.
Yeah.
But I think I was going to say something now about. Oh, hang on a minute. Claude's trying to get into my folders. He must be doing something, my little assistant. Yeah, so I think, you know, it is about making it easy. It is about making it attractive. But actually, some clients, it's just a bonus because they're not expecting it. They're like, oh, I would have referred you anyway.
Yeah.
You know, I wasn't trying to earn a reward. I would have done this anyway. And so it's actually a nice little. If you like to think about it, it makes your customer service experience better because it's a bonus that they didn't think they were ever going to get. So it's worth having that there. And you know, when it happens and a client doesn't realize, they're like, wow, that's amazing, this company is fantastic, and they're more likely to refer you again.
That's right. And don't be afraid to keep reminding your clients about that, because there are a lot of clients that do forget about things like that, particularly clients that are on a smaller package who are either cash poor or whatever, that they can get that free time if they refer you. So like have it in your email signature, or like you said, do an automation once a month, whatever, just to remind them that is actually there.
I think that is important to constantly remind clients because they do forget. And actually, being completely honest, we're probably not the best at that because we're super busy. We do have a regular weekly Friday email that goes out. And after this, I'm going to go and make sure added is just a constant reminder. Don't forget about your 3 free hours this month. All you got to do is introduce us. But what we do proactively is we do just say to people, hey, is there anyone you could introduce us to? Because I think that's important too. I mean, yes, the referral lever is brilliant, but you should always be asking for introductions anyway, especially if your clients are saying, oh my God, I couldn't live without you. You're so amazing. Oh, thank you. That's a lovely natural segue into, oh, thank you. That's amazing. Well, if you know anybody else that's struggling like how you've been struggling, I'd love to help them too. It's not cringy.
No, it's not. And if you don't ask, you don't get. I'm actually going to start putting that in my Monday morning client check-in email, just to remind you, kind of thing. Because people do forget about things like that, don't they?
Yeah, they do. They absolutely do forget. And it is about, like, so I think it's giving instructions as well. So we have said things like, you know, why don't you put it in, like you said, in the footer of your email? Why don't you put it in there? Like, I have a VA. Do you want one too? And then they click through your link, and your link is embedded. So it's not getting rid of having like a dedicated affiliate link. You can still have that, but you just got to tell your client what to do with it.
Yeah.
So if you say, why don't you bury it inside your affiliate link or on your website even, then, and, you know, they could have something on there that says, oh, I'm in partnership with so and so. It just makes me feel, remember the horrible person who stole our client who did exactly that.
Oh no, don't. Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? That was supposed to be for us.
Whenever I see something like that, I always think of that person. I think,
Anyway, listen to all of the back episodes if you want
you'll
them.
know all about it.
But yeah, I think make it easy, explain to the client what they have to do, help them if you need to. Once they bury that link somewhere, it's buried forever. They don't have to mess with it after that. Encourage them, you know, by putting that in the email, or make it part of your onboarding process. So, you know, so one of the things we do is when a client signs up, they get onboarded over a month really. So they get a month's worth of emails. They'll get an email saying, you know, these are the next steps, this is what to expect. Then they'll get like another email saying, look, this is the best way to make your relationship work. And there'll be a video there explaining. Then they'll get another email, you know, gently easing them into that relationship. But then they'll get added to our referral program. Probably about the fourth email in, they get added to that. Hey, we're adding you to our referral program. Don't forget, you could get use your link, you could get 3 free hours, but then telling them how to use that link and where to put that link. And so you could do that over a few emails, and make that part of your onboarding process. So like I say, ours is completely automated. I haven't looked at it for a long time, but regularly check your automations and make sure that they are still relevant to your offer and what you're doing. And that's why, you know, recording your processes are really important. But it's not just clients you can have this scheme with. So we do actually have a referral partner commission scheme with people we know in business. So people that we network with, and looking at who's in your immediate business circle. So your accountant. We have a lovely accountant who was quite happy and said, actually approached us like, I'd love to put business your way. Would you put business my way? Sometimes it's not about reward. It's just a mutual exchange, and you both benefit from it. Because if he keeps referring people to me, I'm going to feel like I should refer people to him. And you can do it that way as well. I'm always making introductions. I had a chat with a lady who runs a business local to me, because I also own a co-working business. And when we were launching, she got in touch and said, oh, I'd love to help you launch with a collaboration. So we did a collaboration together where she runs an outdoor sauna on a farmland, and we're in the Peak District, so it's incredible. And she said, why don't you offer that, you know, they could get a freebie, so like a giveaway. So we did that, and then she popped in the other day to use the space. And when I got talking to her, I realized that were people I knew in business that really could benefit her. And so straight away, 2 minutes of my time, made some introductions. Now she owes me one in her brain.
Yeah.
She's going to think, oh, you know what she did? She did an amazing reel and put me in, tagged me in as a collaboration, and that reel loads and loads of people saw. So sometimes it's a mutual beneficial thing that you both get out of it. You both get exposure to more people.
Yeah. So that's the thing, isn't it?
It's not always about the money, is it?
Yeah.
All the time.
No, it's not. And like there's a couple of my clients that are in a specific industry, and I always recommend them. I've put loads of business their way for like printing and, you know, all of that kind of thing. And it works both ways. Like they always refer people to us, and likewise. And to be honest, I've referred our new accountant, who is amazing, to other people, and they've signed up with him because they've come from a referral from me, which to me is like, wow, like they obviously think, like, trusting me to that person's amazing. But don't be afraid to ask your clients if you can do like a collab together, like, you know, you refer us, we'll refer you. It doesn't have to be a monetary value if you don't want it to be. It just goes on, you know, the more referrals you get, the more known you are, particularly if they're a big business like one of our big clients.
Yeah, absolutely. And then referring can work in that way as well, where you're tagged in posts and that kind of thing. So, you know, when you're saying to your clients, oh, can you introduce me by, it doesn't have to be that way. It can be that they write a post and they tag you in it. We've had calls on the back of a tagged post where clients been really generous in the things they've said about us. They've tagged us in it, and then someone's contacted us. So it works that way too. And what we could even say is, if something comes on the back of a post that you wrote, and you could use that as part of your you know, terms, and you've tagged us in that post, and we can go back and find that, then yeah, you'll get your 3 free hours that way as well. So it's another way of making it really easy for the client to let people know about you. I'm going to write all this down, you know.
I know. Do you know what? Sometimes when I'm working, I do listen to us, and I think, why didn't I ever write that down?
I'm like, that's such a brilliant idea. Do we do that already?
All our good ideas come off this podcast. We're like, what?
Because the thing is, Kirsty and I, we don't script these podcasts. We actually show up about a minute before it goes live.
We do.
And we just talk because we've got all this lived experience, and we've done it all, like, you know, so it's natural to talk about it. And I think that way we also then start thinking about things as well. Like, oh, that's a good idea. But we've been honest, we do it, but we might not have done the, oh yeah, tag us in a post. So that's come to mind as we're talking. That's the brilliant thing about this podcast. Like, ideas are happening in real time.
This is the thing, isn't it? And I'm just thinking now, like there's loads of my clients I could say, oh, tag us in a post if we've made you, like, if we've been involved in like a, I don't know, staging thing or with renovation or whatever, that kind of thing. Like, we've helped, like, because there's one of my clients that a lot of his clients now don't speak to him. They just come directly to me. So all the emails are addressed to me. They're never like, hi, blah, blah, blah. There's always like, hi, Kirsty. And I'm like, they don't even know he exists. He's just like there doing the work. And I'm like the person at the end. But that's great because he always refers us, and he's in like a horrible networking subscription thing that he hates and wants to leave. But then he always refers us within that group, within that networking group.
Fantastic. Yeah, it's good. And the other thing is, sometimes it can be done in a really covert way as well, that your client doesn't even know they're referring you. So what we do is, every time we take on a new client, we send them a box of brownies. But I had made some stickers that I gave to the company that does the brownies, because they're a local business to me, with our handle on it, so at Instagram, and a little note saying, you know, thank you, welcome aboard, and then they could tag us. So what they tend to do then is go, oh my God, I got these amazing brownies from at Alti Business Management, and then all of a sudden people are seeing that, and I'd love that. That's amazing. I want some of those brownies. I'm going to sign up. I mean, I'm not saying that you're going to sign up just for brownies, but the point is, that's amazing. What a lovely customer. Yeah, exactly. And so there's lots of other ways you can do it without it having to be a give me, will you do this for me kind of thing. So you can put it in your weekly emails as a little reminder. When somebody, you know, makes a review, so they do a Google review or a Trustpilot review or something like that, then in your response you could say, oh, thank you so much, what an amazing review, don't forget you get 3 free hours if you tag us in a post or introduce someone by email. So there's other ways. And of course, a nice little gift that doesn't cost a lot of money. I think it costs about £16 for a box of brownies. That's not massive. You know, it's a lovely little touch, nice customer service. And then they're going to tag us in that post. It's just thinking about all of the little ways that you can be under that client's skin in a really positive way, like commenting on their posts, sharing their posts. And then maybe if you see a really amazing post where they've got a win, you know, they've done something that they've completed and it's been really successful, you could repost it and say, so happy for my client that have done this thing, you know, and now everyone knows, wow, this person, you know, has hired this person. So there's lots of other ways that you can go about getting referrals.
Exactly. And I think there's a couple of my clients recently have done like LinkedIn posts about what they've achieved or about something that they're doing, but not the coming soon thing. And they've kind of put in there, like, they've added me in as part of their team, which is great because people go, oh, they've managed to get to that point doing this amazing thing with the help of this person. So that's, again, you could ask your clients, and I'm just waiting for a testimonial to come back from one of my clients I've asked them for, and they're great because you can just post them everywhere and people will read them and go, well, I really need someone to be able to do A, B, and C for me. This person looks great. I'll go with them.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, definitely. So it does work, but you have to be quite consistent with it. And so, you know, it's telling clients in the onboarding that you have this referral program and it's giving them 3 hours because that's the one that works. It's reminding them consistently that they get three hours or whatever it is that you want to give. And you can do that in your weekly, we do like a Friday updates newsletter. So you could do that in your weekly newsletter to your clients. That's reminding them about things. You can put that in the footer of your email to say, you know, as a client of ours, you get 3 free hours when you refer. You can do that through an affiliate link as well. And then you can just do it then. So that's your like standard approach with your client. And that can be quite easy and automated. So it's not something you're having to constantly do. The constantly doing part is every single time that somebody says something amazing, they send you a lovely WhatsApp that says, you know, I couldn't have lived without you this week. You've been amazing. They send you an email of the same nature, a voice note, whatever that is. It's having that muscle memory to reply and say, I really appreciate you. Thank you so much for that. There's probably other people in your network, you know, struggling in the same way. And I'd love it if you could send an introductory email and refer us. Don't forget, you'll get 3 free hours on the back of it. That's something that has to be a little bit more manual, but you could actually template that and just copy and paste it to make it easy for yourself. You could even, you know, go a bit one step further and look out for it in keywords and have it automated. So if someone does send an email and it has these kind of phrases and it automatically goes out. But I think some things should be done on a more, you know, personal level. So that's another recommendation for how you can do it. And remember, your clients are networking all the time. So if you know your client's going to a networking event, it's a great opportunity to remind them. Don't forget, if you let them know about us, perhaps just share our LinkedIn or whatever. Don't forget about that referral program. So really concentrating on your client's calendar and where are they going and what are they doing and how can you give them ideas. You know, it could be that that you create their slides for a upcoming speaking event and you say to them, why don't you, I mean, it's up to you, but if you've got that relationship, why don't you say to them, why don't you tell people at the end of the presentation, guess what? My VA did these slides for me.
Yeah.
Here's their link if you want them to do your slides for you.
Yeah, that's a really good idea, actually.
Yeah, so I know all these ideas just popping off now. So it's just another amazing thing that you can do. Have you got any ideas that have popped into your brain while we're talking?
I was just thinking, you know, because like one of our clients is in a specific industry, but they also coach other people who are starting in that same industry from scratch. And we kind of come up a thing with them, haven't we, where they mention us and they, you know, we've worked with them for years and years and years now. And they always say, definitely work with them. They can take all of the admin side off, which is you know, when you're starting out business, it's a headache, isn't it, admin? I still don't do my own admin. I'm terrible at it. And so they recommend us and say, work with them. They're absolutely fantastic. This is what they can do. They've even mentioned us at some of their networking events when we did a few months ago with them. So it's great to speak to people that are maybe coaches or, you know, that you've worked with for a long time, that they could refer you and on that side as well. So I think maybe looking at our coaches that we work with, we could do something. You could even do something a little bit different. You could even offer them, I don't know, something like you did with the spa thing. You could even do something like that as a thing, like once a quarter. Or I used to do a thing with my clients where I had a what's they call it? Well, you know that thing where you spin it and it lands on their name. And I used to do that every quarter, and whoever it landed on would get 2 free hours a month.
Oh wow!
Yeah,
they did that.
Yeah, and I used to tell them, "Oh, you've won this month. You've got 2 free hours," and they'd be like, "Yay!"
Oh, so I think if you've just joined us, we've been talking about how you can go about getting referrals from clients in a really easy way and a really strategic way. So you can play the live back, but to brief you, because a couple of people have just joined, feel free to ask questions. One of the things that we've done, because we've learnt along the way what works and what doesn't, is 3 free hours a month, and we do that by onboarding the client. So we onboard all our clients through an automated process inside the CRM that we have for virtual assistants. So that's morethanava.org/CRM, and you can get 14 days free. And we give you our entire client onboarding process. And then they get onboarded, they get told that they've been added automatically to this affiliate program, this reward system, but we don't make them have to use their links. They can just send us an email intro, linking us up with someone, or just telling somebody about us, and as long as they mention their name, then we apply those 3 free hours. But then it's thinking about all the other ways you can do that, so not necessarily just through your onboarding or asking directly, but getting clients to tag you in posts, you reposting a client's post, especially if they've had a win, and saying, I'm so happy for my client, so people can see that you've been working with this client. And then it's thinking about referrals outside of that as well. So referrals through people you know in your network. So we were talking about our accountant who we refer people to, and he refers people back to us, and having that kind of, it's not always about commission. So although we do have our referral commission partnership, not everybody uses it. It just becomes like a mutual two-way thing where you're doing it for one another. It's looking at your clients and it's saying things like, and not being afraid. If they come to you and they say, oh, you've been brilliant, I couldn't have lived without you, you say, thank you so much, that's amazing. There must be other people you know that are struggling like you are. Please just let them know about me. I'd love to be able to help them too. And don't forget, you get 3 free hours if you do that. It's been brave enough to know your client well enough to say, if you're helping them with slides and they're doing a speaking event, how would you feel about telling people at the end of those slides that your VA created them for you, and put a QR code on there with a link to me, and then that you get your 3 free hours if they sign up with that. So it's thinking about all of the different ways you can get clients. Some of this can be done automated. Some of it you've got to be a little bit more on it, a little bit more like that muscle memory. Oh, that client's just said this really amazing thing about me. That's my way in. Same as if they write a testimonial about you and they put that on something like Google reviews, where you reply and say, thank you so much, what a wonderful review. Don't forget to tell people about me, so you get your 3 hours free. So there's all of these different ways you can constantly be reminding clients that they get this beneficial thing from you. And like we've just, and like Kirsty just said, it's not just about that. It's how else can you get into that client's world? And you made a great point a few weeks ago in another episode where you said, what if you were local to the client, could I come networking with you? And that was a really good point. If you're local to the client and you're a bit worried about networking, because they can introduce you to everyone. But the other thing is, if a client is putting on an event and you think that you could speak at that event, or you could be somehow part of that event, then pitch yourself. So they actually approached us, a staging company that we worked for, and they asked if we'd want to be a sponsor. And for the sponsorship, we'd pay £200 and we get a 20-minute speaking slot. Well, of course, we said yes, because no one else was going to be in the room doing what we do. And they were going to be literally introducing us to all these people and talking about how great we were. So that gave me then the idea to go to other clients and who've got events coming up and saying to them, hey, I'd love to come sponsor your event, and offering them the money as an incentive. I'd love to come and sponsor your event and have a 20-minute speaking pitch if you wouldn't mind. And if anyone does sign up on the back of it, I'll also throw in 3 hours free. You could do that too. So there's so many ways you can do it, but I think you've got to have a bit of guts about you to do it as well.
You do. And it's difficult, isn't it? Because if you aren't that sort of person who's comfortable with, I don't know, speaking at events or whatever, you have to be ballsy, don't you? You have to ask, like, please refer me. If you refer me, you get 3 free hours or whatever it is you want to offer. And it's not being that ballsy, because you are really good at what you do. That's why you're here. And we make this point all the time. You make this point all the time. You are a business owner. You own that business. You're running that business. Ask, because other people will ask other people. Yeah. So just go out there and just ask people, oh, would you mind just referring me, and you get 3 free hours. Cheers. Simple as that.
That's it. It's really simple. And you can even put it in like an automated text that goes out once a month. Thanks for your service this month. It's been lovely to have you with us for another month. Looking forward to working with you again next month. Don't forget, you can get 3 free hours next month if you refer us. And that's it. It just goes out. It's no pressure. There are wrong ways to do this. So if you've just signed a client and the first thing you do on a call is, did you know if you refer us, you get 3 hours free? That would put me off, because They literally need that time to build a relationship with you, which is why we spend a whole month onboarding through a series of really nice, gentle emails. It's not until about email 4 we start telling them about the reward program, and that's all through emails, just as like, don't, by the way, we do this. We don't talk about it until after that first month. They've got enough going on with trying to learn how to delegate to you without you putting pressure on them to start telling all their friends about you. Do you know what I mean?
You haven't started working with them yet. You've just literally onboarded them. There's no point asking somebody for a referral if you've only just started working with them. What are they going to do? Oh, I had a great discovery call and I signed up.
Exactly. Yeah. And you might be crap, being honest with you. So you
might be really shit.
So yeah, give them that time to get to know you, and give them that time to tell you how good you are. So if they're having those kind of chats with you, then you know that that's your way to talk about it. The other thing is you can ask clients to do a collaboration with you. So a live collab. So we've done this a few times with a couple of our clients where we've got on a live on Instagram, and we've been talking about, they've talked about how beneficial our service has been to them. We've then talked about their business and how we've loved working with them, but mostly it's like an interview style thing where we talk about how we've supported them, and then we ask them questions, and they're just telling their audience and our audience how beneficial it's been. That's another great way to do it. And to incentivize that collab, you can say, look, would you mind doing a live collab with me? And as a thank you, I'll give you 3 free hours free, even if you don't get a referral out of it, just because the fact is, as long as they follow the rules and they kind of host it on their platform and they make sure it stays up on their feed, then that could be seen time and time again. Yeah. So if you can get access to someone else's audience, it can be game changing for your business. These might not even be people they know necessarily to refer. It might be people that are watching them and paying attention to them and have a lot of respect for them. So literally, I'm gonna have to write a guide on this, because we've given so many ideas on how you can get referrals coming in quite naturally and quite easily for you. And I track our demographics of where our leads come from. At the top is networking. Second is referrals. So that's how it works, and that's quite natural, because you need to network to get the clients, to get the referrals. So it makes sense, right? Yeah. So we're definitely doing something right. But if you're not asking for introductions and then incentivizing those introductions through some sort of reward, and I do think 3 hours is the best reward, that's money on the table. Literally leaving money on the table. And like we've just said, loads of people will not even expect anything. It's a nice little sweetener if they do get something, because they would have just referred you anyway.
Yeah, this is the thing, isn't it? I think what we've done as well in the past is we've done video testimonials from clients. So we've actually put them on our socials, haven't we?
Yeah.
Which was brilliant, because it's actually them talking, saying how amazing we've been and what we've done and what we can do and all that kind of thing. So that's a really good, I've just actually said that to one of my clients, that's what she should be doing, that personal branding that we talk about all the time, to get people to do testimonials. Because if you see somebody or someone says to you, this is what they've done, then they'll go, actually, I could probably do with somebody like that. Oh, can I have their name and number or whatever? And we see it all the time. Do you mind if I give you a number to this person? They're really interested in working with somebody. We've recommended you. Yeah. So it's all about just keeping on with that traction and that awareness, and getting your clients to talk about you to other people.
Yeah, we did do that. And I think video testimonials are really, really strong. There's 2 reasons for that. So what we did was we asked clients if they wouldn't mind just doing a 2-minute quick interview style, where it was recorded in a way that only they got heard, not the other side. And we actually did it through Riverside. I think it was Riverside that we're using now. Yeah, it was. So we did it through that. Kirsty did the interviews. She asked a series of questions, and you would just see their responses. And we interviewed about 5 or 6 clients. And then what we can do with that information is so powerful. So we can put them together and stitch them as a video, which we did. So when people land on the website, they see these testimonials. We can split them apart and make them into smaller reels. We can send them to people who book an inquiry call and say, thank you for booking an inquiry call reciprocal. We can't wait to chat with you soon. Here's what some of our clients have already said about us. Or you could do that in after your call as part of the proposal, just to, you know, give people that little extra, oh, you know, these people are saying great things about them. You can put it in so many places, but if you put it on your website and you host it in YouTube, and then you like unlist it in YouTube, but you embed it into your website, Google owns YouTube. And so Google likes to rank videos that are sending them to YouTube. So it's a great SEO tool as well. So
Wow, I didn't know that.
yeah. So there's loads of things like that you don't necessarily realize play into each other. Another thing is backlinks. If you can ask a client to write an article about how working with a VA has revolutionized their business, and then make sure they put your website in that article, so in that blog, and that's a backlink to your website. It tells Google that you are trusted, and that could be worth it. It's not always about, can you give me new clients? It could be, can you make my website stand out? What
Yeah.
can you do that makes me a more valuable person to my own audience? And so maybe it's worth giving those 3 free hours for those kind of things as well. Like, write an article about us, and then we'll give you 3 free hours. Write an article. They'll probably go and do it in ChatGPT. It's not going to take them very long, is it? And then they just put in the link to your website straight away. You've got a backlink somewhere, and you can share that article. So you can say, wow, check out this article that our client just wrote about us. So it's worth sometimes giving away that free time for all of the things that you can get on the back of it. If anyone's got any questions, or feel like they can't ask for referrals, don't know where to start, are already doing it and it's working really well, then just drop them in the comments. I think the hardest thing is getting people outside of your organization to refer people in. You have to have like a really robust incentive for that to work well, because people are really busy, time poor. You'd have to have quite a strong partnership to get that to be a constant reoccurring thing, because we've got this, you know, program, and I've sent it to people. They've said, yeah, I'd love to be a part of it. And then you don't always hear anything on the back of it. So I think you have to consistently be reaching out to those people at the end of every month and saying, look, you know, you're part of this, but you haven't sent anyone our way. Is there any reason? Are the incentives not good enough?
Yeah.
What can I do to make it easier for you? So all of those kind of things as well that you need to be doing. It's not just something that you can say, hey, I've got a referral scheme. You get 3 free hours. See ya.
Yeah, no, you have to stay on top of it, don't you? Because again, people, like you say, people are time poor, and they might forget that that is actually running in the background.
Yeah.
And I think it's very key, isn't it, to ask feedback about the incentives. What can I offer you to incentivize you to refer me to somebody? What, you know, they might come back and say, well, I'd like a box of brownies, or, you know, whatever. And you can put that in as their own personal referral reward.
Yeah, absolutely. It could be something that is tailored to them completely. We used to just do like, oh, you get 10% when they first sign up, and then there's nothing. So what we do now is we do a tier system where any client that signs up for a package that's below £1,000, they get 10% every month for 6 months. Anyone that tips over into the 1,000, they get 20% every month for 6 months. And it worked out then that they could earn up to £900 per month. So that's a massive incentive then, when you're saying to people, oh my, and they see those figures on paper and can be like, wow, that could be amazing. But it's picking the right people. You can't just throw this out to everybody you know. You need to know that the people who are going to be referring you are master networkers. You know, they're out there, they're talking to people all the time. They might be in sales or something like that. So, I mean, yeah, you could even take someone on a commission basis that, you know, is maybe starting out as a sales rep. They might already have a sales business. Whatever it is, you could say, look, you know, I'd love for you to refer me. I don't have the funds to pay a wage, but I can offer you a commission incentive. And if they're really good at their job, they might say, go jump, you know, I'm not going to do that. But if they're networking anyway, and they're doing these things anyway, then they might just think, well, yeah, I could just be earning an extra £900 a month just for telling these people about this person. So there is just literally, I would say, sit down, rewatch this if you didn't join at the start, Write every single idea we've given you and turn it into a plan of action that you can take yourself. And don't forget that we do all of this through the CRM. So if you want a bespoke CRM system for virtual assistants, head to morethanava.org/CRM. Actually, we released a bonus today. I don't think I'm supposed to tell anyone about this yet, but I'm gonna, because we've got our masterclass later on today at 3:00, which is how to build a dream team. So if you want to start working with associates and you're not sure how, you can register. The link's in the bio for free for an hour, and then we were releasing it. But what's going to happen is we've got a fill your pipeline in 5 days playbook. As part of the CRM, if you sign up by Monday, 14 days free trial, and it's worth £87. Now, as you know, people already get loads and loads of bonuses inside there anyway, free courses and all of this, all of our client onboarding, all of our associate onboarding, all of our contracts. But you're going to get this as well, but only until Monday. So I thought I'd throw that in there. And it's not about icky sales stuff either. It's not about jumping in Facebook groups every day. It's a proper system to fill your pipeline in 5 days. So yeah, I think I'm really excited because now I've got to play this podcast back and I've got to write down all these brilliant ideas.
We need a transcription. The only other thing I was going to say is, like, if one of your clients is hosting a networking event, if you can't maybe attend at the time, maybe ask them if you can give them some leaflets that they can put on tables and things like that. So actually prompt somebody to pick it up and read it and go, what's this about? And they go, oh, I've got this amazing VA, she does this, this, and this. So if they've got something to take away with them, it will remind them that, oh, I must look at that. I must click on their website. So it's drawing them people back in, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It is doing that. And don't be, a lot of clients will do it because they'll be really grateful for you and for what you do for them. So they'll be glad to do it. So definitely do things like that as well. But have a referral program and make it easy. So it doesn't have to be tied up in codes. It doesn't have to be tied up in you have to use this link. As long as someone mentions you, you have to do the work. You have to be the one that remembers to apply that 3 free hours, to remember to pay out any commission. You've got to be the person that, or your assistant, that's willing to pick up the slack and do the work to make it as easy as possible for the person who's referring you, because if you don't make it easy, they just won't do it.
Yeah, exactly.
So I think we've said enough about all of that now, because I don't think we could give any more ideas than we've possibly given already. But next week we are back and we're going to talk about the fact that as a VA or as a freelancer or as a business owner, you don't need qualifications. You need this instead. And we'll share what this is in our live next Friday at 10:00. Thank you everybody for joining this morning. If you didn't ask any questions, but you really do have burning questions, then just drop me a DM, or you can reach out to Kirsty, reach out to me anytime. If you're not part of our free community, go to morethanava.org and join the free VA Vault. We've got loads of resources in there for you that you can get instant access to today. And we'll see you next week.